Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. My name is Steven and this is the Storytime channel. Today we have some entitled parent stories and our first story of the day is by Sergeantmajormario. My daughter has autism. That means you don't. First, the setup. So this happened at my workplace. I work in a car park for an attraction site that gets really busy in the summer. Customers will come and pay to park, but others will turn around and take the exit road because of various reasons. On the exit road, there is a gravel area that's only for coaches and even says coaches only. Cars will often go in there to try and sneak onto the site without paying for parking. But we also have to keep that area clear of all cars so the coaches have all the room they need to turn, and because whenever one car goes in there, others will follow in a monkey see, monkey do pattern. This day was a fairly busy day. I clocked off and was still wearing my uniform and was heading to the coach area to catch my bus. On my way there, I was walking past the gate where the customers pay to park, and that's when my supervisor got my attention and said, "OP, a car has gone into coach without paying. They said they were turning. Can you ask them to leave?" I agreed to help because I was heading there anyway, so I thought I might as well. The car was right in the entrance, blocking access, and the windows were up. So I approached them with my hands behind my back to not give off a threatening vibe and just patiently waited by the window waiting for them to wind it down so they can talk. Here's how the conversation went. "Hello, yes, I know I'm not supposed to park here, but I'm talking to my disabled daughter." "Yep, that's absolutely fine. However, we just need to keep this area clear of cars, that's all." "Yes, I know that, but I was talking to my disabled daughter to see if she wanted to stay. And I'll tell you what, because of your attitude, we're not going to stay." "I'm sorry, my attitude?" "Yes, you came up here getting all over my case because I'm parked in an area where I shouldn't be." "I'm not getting on your case, miss. I was just saying that we need to keep the area clear. It is for coaches." "I know it's for coaches. And anyway, it doesn't say that we can't park here." "Well, it doesn't really say you can though if it's just for coaches." "And anyway, if it's just for coaches, why are there camper vans here?" "We get camper vans onto the site and we'd normally put them in the normal car park. But this year, to help keep track of social distancing because of COVID, we put them in the coach area." "Well, we've let them park here for social distancing, but we're not allowing cars to come in." "Right, that's it. We're not staying here. I see your name is OP on your name tag there and I'm going to report you. I don't know where you came from, but you better quit so they can hire someone who can actually talk to customers properly." She proceeded to wind up her window. Me muttering, "Well, you're yelling at an employee with Asperger's who's just doing their job." Entitled mother, window right back down. "Excuse me? How freaking dare you lie to me? You do not have Asperger's." She then wound down the back window to let me see her daughter, who clearly did not want to be a part of this conversation as she hid her face. "My daughter has Asperger's and she has social anxiety. You're talking to me right now, so there's no way you can have Asperger's." For the records, Asperger's syndrome is a broad spectrum of symptoms. I was diagnosed at the age of 10. I do have Asperger's. Your daughter may have social anxiety, but not all Asperger's people have the same symptoms. I have the same disability as your daughter, but different symptoms. "Shut the freak up. Don't dare say you're the same as my daughter." "Look, I can prove that I'm disabled." I was trying to hold back my shaking at this point. While I have no problems talking to people, I am horrible with confrontation. But I wasn't gonna let someone say that my symptoms are a lie. I reached for my phone and pulled out my disabled bus pass and showed it to her. "Oh, anyone can get one of those." "No, not anyone can. It's provided by the government." "Well, anyway, that's a fake. I can see a mile away that it's fake." I tucked the bus pass back in my phone case and showed her the number to my GP. If I called my GP and they can confirm my disability on the phone, would that make you feel better? "Oh, burn in heck. People like you make my daughter feel so self-conscious about who she is. I see your name is OP and I'm going to report you. Scum like you have no right to exist. You do not have Asperger's, otherwise you'd be a bubbling mess if someone started talking to you." "Then you clearly don't know all the symptoms then, love." She then sped off and I walked to the bus stop. Pins and needles were going through my body because of the shaking. The moment I was out of her sight, I collapsed and broke into tears. Though when I did go back to work the next day and asked if a report was filed against me, all my colleagues were genuinely confused, and after I explained it to them, they assured me that the woman didn't come back. I should point out that there was a wall blocking the gate's view, so my colleagues weren't able to see the conflict, and the camper vans were empty, so no one came out to see the commotion. I called my mom after, as I had missed a call from her and was just in tears as I explained the story. It was the first time I ever had someone outright say to my face that my disability was essentially a lie. It left me shook for at least a week. Have any of you guys ever experienced somebody being so oblivious to somebody with a disability in real life, or being so dismissive that they even have the disability? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you want to share the story, I'm all ears. Our next story is by EpicWinterWolf, entitled Neighbor Lets Her 4 Kids Wander into Elderly Neighbor's Yard, 1 Coughing. Week later, turns out kid's diagnosed with COVID-19. I'm wondering at this point if humanity is losing brain cells during the pandemic. Like, honest to God. So last week, my mom was chatting with our elderly neighbors who live in the unit next door, socially distanced of course. Our elderly neighbor Jane and her husband Jim have been living there long before my family moved next door, and we are always polite and kind to each other. They even have a little pond with a fountain they once had fish in until the neighborhood raccoons said otherwise. Long story there. As my mom and Jane were talking, I was on the couch browsing this lovely site and taking a break from university when we all hear Jim scream, "What are you doing in my yard?" I rush out to join in seeing what the fuss is, and lo and behold, the kids who live opposite of where I live in a different set of units are running around the pond and making a mess, ages from about 7 to 12. Oh, and one, about 9, was coughing. Jim screaming at the kids to stop destroying his pond. He had built it with his own 2 hands and is a retired contractor who's helped keep the units in our section up to date, which he can bill against his rent. And yes, the kids were freaking climbing on it, the bushes, and trampling the flowers Jane put around it, and before COVID, my family helped them care for. I knew my sister would be upset because she got them some of those flowers for a Christmas gift. Of course, the kids ignore him, and I run over to help him and get involved while my mom and Jane storm over to the neighbors to get her darn kids under control. From what I learned from my mom while I was helping Jim drag the kids off, literally. I got the 3 who weren't coughing. Jim was already pushing the obviously sick kid away by a long piece of lumber. Was that the lady took offense to that and started screaming at my mom and Jane that, "My kids can do whatever they want," before her husband started yelling at her, and eventually they all got dragged inside. Jim complained about it, Jane cried over her plants, and my mom and I got our masks and offered to help them fix it, which we did and even improved it. We thought that was it, but no. We find out about a week later through the neighborhood grapevine that the 9-year-old kid had COVID and had to be rushed to the hospital. Now, my family and Jim and Jane are getting tested and self-isolating, which sucks because I have an improved in-class trip soon and I don't want to miss out, as it counts towards my degree. Also, my family is more at risk and I'm scared my sister and mom will be seriously affected and possibly end up on a ventilator or worse. And I really don't want anything happening to Jim and Jane either because they're so nice. Jane actually brought me chocolate ice cream with raspberries a couple years ago when I had my wisdom teeth out, which was really sweet since I was stuck on a mostly liquid and soft food diet. Oh, and that family is getting in deep trouble with the other neighbors. Their house actually got TP'd and vandalized. I can still see the words morons and Trump lovers in red spray paint on the white exterior. Oh, now they're painting it over. Oh well. Depending on where you live, that might be breaking some kind of regulations that are put into effect. I know in a lot of places it's getting a lot looser, especially in areas where I'm at. But I just wish that even in these situations, people took the weight of what COVID is a little bit more seriously. Especially when you have elderly neighbors around and you're letting your kids roam around and one that is obviously sick. Our next story is by JAGGisBACK. We are closing soon. For identity reasons, I changed the names. I will be P, Pyrite, K is Karen, and Karen's kid as DS, Doomspawn. I work as a dental professional, and here is a slight background. Our office accepts emergency patients at any given time. We always tell patients that we cannot guarantee same-day treatment because of allowed time. If our end of the day appointment slots is free, we can see one patient 45 minutes before we close. It has to be at exactly 45 minutes before. The day we open at 8 a.m., close at 5 p.m. I was working on confirming my appointments for the week and we received a phone call. Dang it! I answered the phone. Thank you for calling such and such dental office, this is OP. Hi, are you still open for emergencies? Yes ma'am, we are. Would you like to come in right now? Yes, I am 30 minutes out. Okay, good. We still have some time before we close at 5 p.m. You are… I know how far away I am. I know how to count. I thought, jerk, I'm doing you a favor. It was the end of the day and one patient in the office, so I was bored, tired, and annoyed. Good for you. Let me get some information so I can get you in my system to be scheduled. Why do I need to provide my information? The dentist only needs to look at my son's tooth. He was playing with his friends in the COVID soup, as I like to call it, but it's a public pool. And they were playing with some golf balls and one hit him in the face. I had to mute myself quickly as I snorted so hard it hurt my throat. Yes, but we need to know your name as you are the parent and other information such as… Fine, whatever, hurry up. You are pushing buttons you don't want to push, lady. I mean, seriously. Simple questions such as name, phone number, address, I get an ugh or a deep sigh. And even idiot. What is the name for your child? His name is Doomspawn. DS in the background, hey, that's me. Thank you, ma'am. What side is the pain located? In his mouth. Well, duh, we are a dental office. Where else? Yes, right or left? What side is hurting you, my little angel Doomspawn? Doomspawn says my right side. His right side? Alright, got it. Did you have insurance you would like us to bill? Yes, I will show it when I arrive. Okay, I can verify you through another way. Insurances take a while to get verified. And some are closing soon. First, I need some information. Is it through your employer? I will bring in the card when I arrive. Ma'am, in order for you to avoid from paying the fee to get seen, I need to verify your insurance ahead of time. Why would you charge me if I already said I have an insurance card? I understand that, but if you do not want to get charged, Karen, deep sigh. Fine, my employer is, and the name of the insurance is so-and-so. Thank you. I can get you verified through your social. What is your social? I don't feel comfortable giving out my social. No worries. What is the ID number on your card? I'm driving. I can't look at it. Yes, ma'am. I can verify you through your social. I'll give you the card when I get there. Yes, ma'am. Understood. When you arrive, please have your debit card or cash on hand to provide at check-in. Why do I need to pay? I already told you I have insurance. Yes, ma'am. What then? Some insurance offices close at around 4 p.m. They don't and have automated systems, but I was tired of this lady, plus around 15 minutes has already passed because of her backstory, traffic, talking to her Doomspawn about how we are almost there, and don't worry little angel, once we get there the dentist will help. Also to you Reddit readers, thank you all for sticking with me for this long. Fine, my social is so-and-so. Thank you, ma'am. I'll get your insurance verified as soon as we end the call. How far away are you? I'm 10 minutes out. Alright, we'll see you shortly and I'll get this insurance verified. Please remember to wear a mask when you arrive, as if you don't have one, we will not let you in the building. Why? It's not like I'm infected. I mute myself and hit my head with the phone a few times. Yes, ma'am, but we take very seriously what the CDC recommends as precautions. Karen, insert here yada yada about how she can't breathe normally with it on and is very uncomfortable. If you had a choice to wear them, would you? Yes. Would you though? Yes. Doomspawn in the background again. Mom, he's just a scaredy cat. At this point, I want to fight that kid. More time passes. Ma'am, it has been 10 minutes. How far away are you? I am still 10 minutes out. I had to put gas in my car. Ma'am, we are closing at 5 p.m. If you are not here by 4:15 p.m. at the latest, unfortunately, I will have to reschedule you for tomorrow. I will get there when I get there. It's not going to take a long time. Doomspawn is a kid and won't take long. If you are not here by 4:15, we will not see you. Yes, you will. Watch me. Then she hung up. I lean back on my chair and think to myself, oh really? If you want to play that game, I can play that game. My last patient of the day was already checked out and out the door. I locked it behind them and closed the blinds. I told the DAs and doctor to stay in the back and do not go to the front desk at all until we need to close. They looked confused. All I told them was that a mega Karen is on her way. They just smiled and said, "Got it." 4:15 rolls around and they left. After 25 plus minutes, guess who arrives at around 4:45 p.m.? You guessed it. She parked in front of the entrance. She was pulling the handle hard. I mean hard. Then started hitting the glass door with the palm of her hand. Hard. She called the office. Behind the front desk, there was a small wall, so she could not see me, and I answered from checkout. "Thank you for calling such and such dental office. This is OP. "Open the dang door, you idiot. I told you I was on my way." "Yes, and I informed you that if you were not here by 4:15, we would not see you." Karen to her doomspawn, "Honey, can you pull the door, please?" "Ma'am, if you would still like to get seen by our office, I suggest you stop damaging our office and come in tomorrow." "No, he is getting seen now." "Ma'am, please lower your voice. The doctor and the assistants are no longer in the office. Their last patient left at 4 p.m., meaning the doctor and assistants only needed to wait 15 minutes before they officially clocked out for the day. That is why I told you multiple times to come in at 4:15. I can still get you seen tomorrow." "No, you didn't. You said I can come in before you closed at 5 p.m. "Ma'am, once again, please lower your voice, as I am still willing to offer you to come in tomorrow." "Call the doctor now." "Ma'am, I was being nice enough to offer you to come in tomorrow. Now, after I asked you to lower your voice multiple times, I am now informing you that you are now not going to get seen by our office, as you have been rude to me and this office. I have not been rude or disrespectful to you, and you were calling me an idiot? I wish you the best in finding another office. Have a good day." "No, wait, Click. Now, I'm not certain, but if there was a situation here where the kid legitimately needed to be seen and the Karen mom was actually respectful, and had they actually had to have arrived at 4:45, they might have tried to work with them a little bit. Or at least there would have been at least a greater chance that they might have been seen at 4:45 p.m. had they been respectful. But all the and okay, whatever and idiots, that's not going to get you in good graces with anybody. And our final story of the day is by Texican79, entitled "Mother Yells at Me and My 6-year-old Daughter Because She Said She Doesn't Go to Church." February time frame, at a local playground, watching my daughter play with another little girl. I give the mom the parental smile and nod as we both watch our daughters play. My daughter says something. The little girl runs over to her mom, who is on a bench a few feet from mine. "That girl said she doesn't go to church." Entitled mother looks at me. "Why did your daughter say that? My daughter was taught that everyone went to church and was a Christian." We don't go to church. My daughter doesn't usually volunteer information about it. I'm not sure why your daughter is upset." "This is what is wrong with this country. Parents turning away from Jesus." Then a bunch of muttering I didn't hear. My daughter looked confused, as did the entitled mother's daughter. I really wanted to escalate the situation, but I didn't want to upset my daughter or entitled mother's daughter. Entitled mother grabbed her purse and her daughter and dragged her off the playground. My daughter gave a little shoulder shrug to me and went back to the slide. Assuming this took place in the United States of America, the country itself was founded on very basic principles that you have the right to practice your own religion or no religion at all. So basically what I'm saying here is there's hundreds of years of tradition that explains why it's okay that the daughter said that. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. So if you had a favorite story of the day, let me know which story and why in the comments down below. But besides that, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribe if you haven't. Also, please consider turning on notifications so you'll never miss an upcoming video too. No matter what you did, whether it was viewing the video, liking, commenting, subscribing, thank you all so very much for supporting the Storytime channel. Every little thing that you guys do helps the channel grow more and more every single day, and I appreciate the heck out of it. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all next time right here.